Hey guys, welcome to the Miss Lillian's page. I am Crysta from Litter to Glitter. I am a furniture artist out of Garland, Texas. As you can tell, I am not in my normal painting area. Why is that, you might ask? Well, I am glad that you asked, because I am going to tell you why I am not in my normal painting area. This is actually my living room. And one of my little house hippos is not feeling very well. So what we have done is we went and we made them a fortress of puptitude. We made them a pallet out of blankets, and she is up in her blankets, and I wanted to be close to her. So in case anything happens, she's doing fine. But you might see one of my 3 house hippos come in through the video today, because like I said, one of them is not feeling well. And so I wanted to be in here. And also it gave me a great idea. I said, Crysta, you've got a great studio and you've got a lot of supplies, but not everyone has spent, 6-7 years building like I have in my studio. And I said, okay, we need to get back to some basics. So I am going back to, let's see here. I've got a brush that I got from Harbor Freight, an inexpensive brush, not one of my, $60, $50 brushes, just a inexpensive brush from Harbor Freight that one of my dogs has, if you see it's got tape on it, is because one of my pups got into my studio and it was sitting on the floor and decided to use it as a chew toy. Do we throw it out even though it's an inexpensive brush? No, we don't. We tape it up and we keep going. Hey, Ann, thanks for watching. And so, as you can tell, it's not Whiskey Girl that is, feeling bad, because she's, which way? She's over there. And so she's doing fine. So I've got an inexpensive brush from Harbor Freight. And I'm not even sitting on like one of my rolly carts. I am sitting on a cooler. So what I want to do is just to get back to some basics, and let's go from there. So what I'm going to do first is I've got a cleaning cloth around here. There it is. Just a rag for my cleaning. And then I've got my first step prep. What first step prep is that this preps, cleans, deglosses. And so this dresser is one of the dressers that was donated for the girls' home that I am, myself and another furniture artist are painting 13 dressers for a girls' home in Dallas. And so this is one of them, and we're going to start prepping it. I will get the pro stick on it. I'm going to start doing the pro stick here in just a minute, and I will get it finished up. And then next week we are going to start painting. So if you've got any ideas, we've got 13 dressers, guys. If you've got ideas, and I know Ann's going to type in purple. If you've got color suggestions, if you've got anything, styles that you'd like to see, obviously hit me up, let me know, and I can see Whiskey's chasing her tail. So this is how most people paint. You don't have beautiful studios and nice open areas. You've got the kids, you've got the dogs, you've got your husband, you've got your significant other, you've got limited space, limited items, and oh, she wants it painted like Sadie's doghouse. And so let's do it. Excuse me. I have already cleaned the sides, the top, and to about here. So I'm just going to clean these bottom 2 drawers, and then we will get to painting. So first step prep, it comes already formulated in your bottle. And yeah, Whiskey's too funny. Ann says, hey, Delania. So I'm going to clean the bottom 2 drawers, and then I'm going to start using my pro stick on it. And it comes pre-formulated. A little goes a long way. I probably use more than I should, but that's me. And so we are going to just give it a good rub down. Like I said, this was a dresser that was donated. And so we're going to start working on our 13. And so that's what we are working on. And I've got my pups in here with me. Like I said, this is the way most people paint kids, husbands, dogs, cats, ferrets, iguanas, you name it. So tell me what projects you're working on, if we've got enough time for you to list them all, because if you're like me, you've got 15 projects going. And that's a hard question for me to answer sometimes. Crysta, what are you working on? You mean in general or like right now? So that's a big one. So, okay, that is all it takes, guys. That's all it takes. And then I will start. Oh, I see that on this drawer, there's something a little bit like maybe a paint, or they drip something on it. And so I'm just going to get in there with my nail wrapped up and just get that extra, give it a little extra attention, and it came right off. And make sure, because everything else on this looks really good. And so I think on this one, I am going to use the white Pro Stick. Delaney says she is excited to see all of these dressers, and then she says that she is working on the jewelry box. So I think I am going to use the white Pro Stick on this one. So I am just going to give this a little shaky, and then I'm going to dump it. I like to just use these inexpensive ones. You can pick them up at the dollar store, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, anything with a dollar in the name that's now $1.25, which they're going to have to change their name. Don't understand that. But these are just inexpensive. And the reason that I like to dump stuff into a container is that, say, you get distracted, or I try to only put what I need. I can always put more in, but I try not to put my product back into my bottle, because if you get a clump or something on your brush and you put it back into your container, then what happens is that you're contaminating your paint that's now sitting, and it could actually have not so good ramifications for your piece. And I also, as soon as I'm done pouring, I like to put my lid back on, and that is because I don't want that sitting, even though it might be 10, 15, 20 minutes, I don't want this sitting out and then drying out. And so I make sure I put my lid back on. Not all the times, guys. Honestly, that's a lie. A lot of times I do. I leave them open, but I try not to. It's one of those mental things I try not to do, but I'm human and I'm guilty and I do it. So we are going to, you know what I didn't do, guys? I cannot believe that I didn't do this. It is a Phillips. I need to take the hardware off the front. So I guess I won't be painting the front, because I would have to go in the other room and get my screwdriver. Sure. See how shiny that is? See how? And so this is the perfect surface to use your Pro Stick on, because see, you can see my computer monitor that's sitting there is right there. So that's how shiny this stuff is. If you've got a shiny surface, slick, this is, that press board furniture. It's not solid wood. So I'm glad I moved it, because yeah, you can really, really see it right there. Wow. Yep, you can. So I'm going to move my computer this way so I can see you guys' comments and questions and everything else. And then it's just, I like to go, because on the big pieces, I want to make sure that I am getting it. And so I want to make sure that I'm getting the underside as well. And I always do a few coats. Actually, I do probably 2 coats of Pro Stick. And so this is in the white. And I'm going to make sure that I get a good coat. I will let it sit for a few hours. Usually I paint during the day, and then I'll let it sit overnight, and then I will do the second coat. And so you want to make sure that you give this stuff and all your products, proper dry time. I know I've seen creators say, well, I paint it and in an hour I go back and I do the next one. I like to give my stuff just a little bit more time. And the reason for that is that I want to make sure that the product that I'm using it for a reason. And so if you don't give it a good dry time, then what happens is that you might have a fail. And a lot of people, the first thing they want to say is, well, I got a bad batch of paint. No, you didn't. You only gave it an hour to dry, and that it didn't have enough time to dry. And so I make sure that I'll just let this sit overnight once I get the first coat, and then I'll move on to another project. And then I will come back the next day, do another coat. I've got, no, that's my brush. And this Pro Stick is self-leveling, which means that right now you might be seeing some brush strokes. You don't want to get too chippy with it because it will, if you get too chippy, but it will self-level. It's self-leveling, which I love. And if not, you can always take a fine sandpaper and go over it if you want that buttery smooth finish. And you're not going to lose your adhesion if you do that, unless you sand it all the way back off, which nobody wants that. So just make sure that you give it a good coat, good first coat. Now on this, I could have used the white or the gray because I can very easily see where I painted over this wood. But had this dresser been like the white IKEA furniture, then I would have definitely have used the gray because the white is very similar to the color white of the IKEA furniture, and I might have missed an area. But with this, I am not going to miss a thing because it's wood grain and this is white, or the gray would have worked. Now, if I was painting this white, then I would have definitely have used the white. But I'm going to be doing a lot of colors and stuff with these dressers. And so it wouldn't have mattered because I will probably be using bright colors, coastal colors. Since I've got free reign with these, I don't see me doing a lot of white. Honestly, I'm not doing a lot of white in these. So pop in the comments and tell me what ideas you have, or if you could, let me put it this way, if you guys could design a dresser for these girls that this home is going, that these are going into that home for those girls, what dresser would you paint? And also, even just from, let's tap into your little girl, the little girl inside of all of us. What dresser would you have liked to have as a kid and as a teenager? Somebody who's just going from, 15, 16 years old, and then when they turn 18, they have to move out on their own, and they're going to be able to take these. Delaney says, no white. Yes. Yeah, so we're not going to be doing white dressers for these girls. We're going to give them some color and some love and some faboo in their life. And that's what we are going to be giving them because they deserve it. So tell me what you guys would have liked in that stage of life. And if I can work it into one of the dressers and possibly even this one. I've got 13 of them to play with and I can't wait. This is a project that I'm excited about and I can't wait to do. So Anne says purple, my tongue works, I swear it does, but it's just decided to go on strike. Purples, turquoise, and pinks. Delaney said bright and happy, if that's a look. So bright and happy, are you thinking bright and happy like sunflowers, or are you thinking like boho? Like what style? Also, and for you, purples, turquoises, and pinks. What kind of style would you like to see? So, like boho, southwestern, make it look like a tie dye. We could, y'all know I'm definitely doing like a mermaid themed one because y'all know me and I love my mermaid themes. So I will definitely probably doing one that is coastal and a mermaid style as well. So definitely we will be doing a coastal, and I hate to do that. Anne says boho, a mixed. Delaney says I like the floral stuff. Sue's on. Hey, Sue. Delaney said mermaid for sure. So I see that Sue just jumped on. So Sue, what I'm going to be doing is what I'm working on is the putting Pro Stick on the dresser for the home for girls that's being built. And so I gave it a good clean, and then I am just doing the first coat of Pro Stick on this. Thank you, Sue. And then we will put that stay. All right, because I need to flip this thing around so you can see me do the other side. And then my little, like I said, my little Hundingham did not. No, it's not that I ran out of room in the studio. If you had jumped on the video earlier, you would have known one of my fur babies isn't feeling good. So we made her a fortress of puptitude, and I want to be up with her, which also gave me a great idea, which I explained earlier in the video, is that I'm spoiled with my studio. You know, I'm sitting on my cooler, not my rolly cart. I'm using an inexpensive brush I got from Harbor Freight. I am using, from the Dollar Tree, Dollar General whiskey. This is not for you. No, ma'am. I love you. Go lay down. Yes. I love you. Go lay down. Oh, I know. Mama's a meanie. Go lay down, baby girl. Go take care of Mama. Mama's not feeling good. Go get fur, Mama. And so I'm spoiled having everything that we do in our studios. And I just also kind of wanted to get back to my roots. And, we don't need all that fancy stuff. The fancy stuff is nice and it's great. And I like having the fancy stuff. But if somebody told me that I couldn't have my rolly cart and my furniture dollies and my sprayer, and I couldn't have $60 brushes, and I couldn't have, the extra stuff that makes it easier, would I still paint? Absolutely, I would. So, and I think in this day and age right now, I want everyone to be encouraged to do what makes them happy and what they love doing. And I love painting. And so if I can come off of, not having my rolly cart and sitting on my husband's cooler, his work cooler, well, he's got two of them. So he left this one because I washed this one out today, and he took his other cooler. So if I can sit on my husband's work cooler in my living room with the dogs running around and one of them sick, then I think that it's important. to let people know that it's okay. It's okay. Starting out in this is difficult and it can be expensive. So don't be upset if you can't afford everything all at once. I have been building for years with what I have in my studio, and it takes time, and it's okay. There we go. Oh, that's not, oh God, that's laying down so good. Y'all ever get to one of your pieces and you go straight down the barrel with it to see if there's like any lumps, and that's looking good. So it's laying down beautifully. And this is going to be our base. And then we will be adding, I'll do another coat of the Pro Stick. And then next Monday, when I come back on with you guys, we will have a plan. If you're watching this on replay, go ahead and type out #replay. I appreciate that. Let me know you're here. If you've got any questions, comments, concerns, if you've got an idea, because like I said, ladies, we've got 13 of these dressers to do. So if y'all have an idea on a dresser and something that you think one of these girls would like, because they're all different backgrounds and everything else, the only thing I think they have in common is that they are up for adoption. But they've aged out, meaning that they're going to be like 16, 17 years old that were available for adoption. But at that point, most people won't adopt. And so they will be in this home for the next couple of years until they're 18. And so what I have said is that we are doing these dressers, and each girl can pick a dresser, and then when they leave, and somebody else comes in, they get to take their dresser with them, and this organization will be able to contact me, and I will find them another dresser and paint it. But for right now, we don't know who the girls are or what they like or anything. So I'm just doing 13 in different styles and different everything, and having some fun with them. And the girls will be able to pick their own. So there we go. And I'm going to sit down actually on the floor instead of me doing this weird yoga position. Hey, Alicia. She says, hey, boo thing. Delaney says, glitter. Yes, yes, yes. I have been looking into glitter. Delaney says that she'll ask her daughter what she would like. She's close to that age. That's awesome. Thank you. She said, it's such an awesome thing to do, and I'm sure they will love it. I hope so. I mean, we have to give back. We have to do things. And I like painting, and so this is one thing that I can do. You ever looked at a project from a different angle, even if it's like 6 inches, and been like, wow, like I missed a spot or it's thin there? Yeah, that's what I just did to myself. I moved angles and went, yeah, it's thin in places. But that's okay, because like I said, this is just my first coat. I will let it sit overnight, and then I will do the next coat. And when we come back, I will be doing the painting. And I'm sure you're going to see a lot of blending from me in the next, every time one of these dressers come up. I love blending. And so we may actually just be going and showing different techniques for blending on these dressers. Might block one, you know, do the block painting. Might do a Southwestern style on one, might do a boho on another. And we shall see as they come in. We are asking for donations of this style of dresser. They don't have to be exactly like this. But when I say the style, I mean tall. They're not, the home doesn't have a lot of room for, you know, we don't want to get 13 dressers and each one of the dresser is, you know, 6 feet wide or 8 feet wide. They don't have enough room for that. So they've asked that we just keep it limited to tall dressers. And, ooh, sneeze. Hey, shoo! Woohoo! Ah. And so that's what we are doing. And so what do you think? That's as easy as it gets for. Thank you. Alicia says, don't forget the emo girls. Laugh out loud like my daughter would have picked black. Game on. I will definitely do one for the emo girl, the dark girl. I will do one. Yep. Thank you guys. There's lots of blushies in there. These girls are like 16, 17, and 18. When they turn 18, they'll have to move out of the home. These are girls that are adoptable through the state of Texas. You know, they're like wards of the state. They've been turned over for adoption, and now they've hit the age of like 15, 16, 17. And there will be 13 of them living in this home. And then when they turn 18, they will be aged out of the system, and they will be you know, this place will help them transition into their own, maybe going off to college, an apartment, whatever. So we're talking 15, 16, 17 up until they're 18, I think. So that's the age that we're looking at. So let me know what you think. And then, sorry, trying to get to my comments. Delaney says, yay, because I need to get better blending. That was the worst for me. Well, Delaney, I can tell you when I first started off, my early blending was not, I'm not even going to say it was subpar. I mean, it was horrible. But I took pieces of cardboard. I took palettes that I found, and I just sat down and would blend on them. And anytime I try a new technique, even now, I get out a older piece of furniture, or I get out a project board or something, and I do it, and I test on those boards. And it took me a while, and I watched tons of videos, and I was sitting there with, like, watching people do it, and I would sit there and be like, I'm never going to get this. And I was so mad at myself. And then one day I sat down, and I can't even tell you who it was, but the way that they explained it on, you know, that video, it clicked in my head. And from then on out, it just works for me, where before it just didn't work. So if you are following a creator and they can put stuff in the language that you understand, some people are very, you know, shut up and just tell me what you're doing. Some people learn through comedy. That's who follows me, you lucky people. Some people, they learn through watching and doing. You just need to find creators that match your personality and will teach you the way that your brain says, I got that. So that's the biggest thing, is that there's a teacher for everybody. And I've heard some speculation and some stuff about certain creators, and they're like, well, I don't like her. Well, or, you know, they don't like this person. And it's more of a personality and the way you learn. And I've got it too. There's some creators I just don't watch. Even, you know, when I was watching a lot trying to learn, just because their personality didn't fit mine. They're great creators. They do beautiful stuff. I love their work. I love, you know, looking at their finished products. But I just, for me, it just wasn't for me. So definitely find creators that speak to you and that you know that you can learn off of. And now with Pro Stick, just so you know, oh, Alicia, I didn't mean to make you cry. I'm sorry. Yeah, big prayers for these babies. So we're gonna make them happy. Delaney says that I have one of the biggest hearts. Thank you. Yes, Delaney, and you're getting better with the blending. Like I told you, you need to prime those boards though, because that's probably part of your problem. Delaney says we all learn differently. Sue said, but most of us will gladly help you if you reach out. Absolutely. You got a question? Reach out. Either, you know, the best thing to do is to contact the creator directly through, you know, Messenger. We'll definitely be happy to answer questions. You can message the companies. Sometimes the companies, they themselves will answer questions. And they'll let the creators know, hey, I had somebody message me, saw one of your videos. Do you want us to reach out, or do you want to reach out and answer this? So either way you go, you should be good. But yeah, we will definitely, you reach out, you ask, I will definitely get back to you guys. So Alicia said, and never be afraid to ask questions. No questions are dumb. That's very true. Alicia said, most of this community has no problem helping the best we can. Absolutely. We definitely, I don't gatekeep information. So you want to know something? You might not like my answer, but I'm going to tell you the truth. Let me just throw that out there. You might not like what I say, but I'll definitely tell you guys the truth. So actually, I've got to go in the other room. I'm going to set this down for right now. And I'm going to go ahead and I need to make sure that my pups don't get into that. And y'all know that I have ninja dogs. Oh my God. And so I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to go in the other room. I am going to grab my screwdriver. I'm going to get the hardware off of the front of this thing and finish pro sticking the front. And then tomorrow I will do the second coat. And then next week we will come back and we will start playing with this dresser. And so Alicia says, I've done tons of tutorials at the request of people asking questions that actually helps content creators pick topics or techniques to demonstrate. Absolutely. When I say to you guys, hey, let me know if there's a product or, you know, a technique that you would like to see, this is a perfect time because I've got 13 of these dressers to do. And so what a perfect time, something that I might not do for my home, something I might not do for a piece for sale, something that might not be in my lineup for customs, but it's in my lineup to definitely, I can do anything I want with these. So if you've got questions, comments, reach out to me, reach out to any of your creators. Alicia, Sue's willing to help, I know. Reach out to any of us and we would happily pull that out and do it on one. So thank you, Alicia. So my lovelies, I'm going to get to work on this. I'm going to check on my little house hippo that's not feeling good. And then I'm going to get back to pro sticking the front of this. I will be on Painting with Whiskey tomorrow night with Miss Sue at 8 Eastern. That's 7 Central, y'all. That's 7 Texas time. And I will be back on Miss Lillian's page on next Monday. That is 3 Eastern, 2 Texas time, 2 Central. And let's have some fun with this. So bye, guys. And I hope that y'all have I'm actually going to come to you guys on the 4th next week. We're going to start this one on the 4th of July, which is Monday. So I will see you guys 4th of July.